Hey there, welcome to Newman's World. I started this new YouTube channel and I'm real excited to start my new video. Now, to be quite honest, I wasn't going to start for a while because I wanted it to be extremely professional. So I got a new camera, a new microphone, the whole 9 yards. And sometimes waiting on that stuff and being patient is kind of tough. So I decided to push play because being ready, I think, is kind of overrated. And are we ever really ready? So I just said, screw it, I'm going to push play because the reason being is I had a list of so many videos I'm going to go over, and I will, but wondering which first one I'm going to put out there. And one day I hope to look back at this video and laugh because I have improved so much from this one, and this is going to be my first one. And the reason why I decided to push play today, you guys, and post is because I was fortunate. I got to once again go and do my Strong as a Mindset talk this past weekend. Lauren Adams, who's an IFBB pro, she had a wonderful competitor workshop that we did in Cornelius, North Carolina, and it was wonderful. We had some great people there. The ladies were wonderful, but she introduced the Strong as Mindset this year to it and invited me in to speak. So for the first hour, we did that. And when I came home, you guys, I had such wonderful feedback from you guys. It warmed my heart. And I thank you because you shared with me how much I impacted you. And that was my goal. Topics that we did discuss, and I will further do more videos on all of them, is being the gatekeeper of our mind, the power of words, and the journey versus the moment in time on stage. Now, this YouTube channel that I created, you guys, is kind of like a grab bag, as I call it. I want to do definitely my mind prep talks because I think it's of value and needed in the competitor work life and also just in life itself. So not just the bodybuilding world. This is going to be for everyone. I mean, we all have minds and we all need to condition them like our bodies. And I always say something or someone will condition them if you don't. So I choose to do so. And I wanted to share that with the world. But also go a little bit further. I'm a hairstylist and I have had my own hair business for the last 22 years. So I have a lot of experience on just some little tips of the trade that I just think are, everyone knows. And I've learned that not everybody does learn or know. So it's my duty to share with that. So I'm going to give some tips on hair care, the tools. I'm actually even going to do some product reviews, some that I like and dislike. I'll share that with this on this channel. And then do some wonderful interviews with some great show promoters of our sport, but also success stories, because there's some great men and women out there in our world that need to have a bigger reach, a more voice. I want to share some of those. So it's going to be a collective videos of such, and I'm excited to do that. But today I just said, screw it, I'm going to push play because I want to talk about this particular story that I think that I shared this weekend that I was told it really it hit home. It was about the power of words, and I shared it in a story because you guys, the human brain and how we love stories, hence movies and stuff. This is how our brain takes in data. You know, stories are really, they've been a part of us since we've been around. So this particular story I'm going to share with you now is true. It happened, and it kind of expresses the power of words, and it goes like this. I was, and I won't say when or where I was, you know, it was a few years ago, and I was waiting patiently for my ride to go to the venue to this particular bodybuilding show I was judging. And I was in the lobby, and you guys, this host hotel that we were sharing, we actually shared it with a professional dart league group, and the professional dart league was as curious with us as we were with them. So, you know, we got to chit-chatting and sharing stories and stuff. Really cool group of guys and girls. And this particular morning in the lobby, there was a woman that was standing near me, and it was very evident that she was competing. She was all tanned up and beautified, you know, all beautied up. And two gentlemen that were in the dart world, which you can easily recognize too, because they had their shirts with their sponsors on it and stuff. So it was pretty easy to know they were in that world. They came up to her, and I didn't know exactly the dialogue, but I did hear this. Power of words, okay? I did hear this. She proceeds to tell him, I heard her say she eats 4 or 5 meals a day, which is pretty good and pretty common in our world. But in the same breath, you guys, or excuse me, in the next breath, I should say, really, is that she, with her whole body language, everything, the next sentence that came out of her mouth was, "But I'm starving to death." I mean, like her whole demeanor and everything it just fell, it collapsed. So she proceeds to tell me she's eating 4 or 5 meals a day, which, you guys, in this world, some people don't get 4 or 5 meals in a month. And she's complaining she's getting in a day. Let's just call for what it is. It's a lie. A bold-faced lie. She's lying. Okay. But innocently enough, I know this message was delivered. You know, she didn't mean to say it. I think sometimes we think we're cute delivery or just conversation. We really don't know the words that are coming out of her mouth, the power of words. So from the top down, her brain down to her body, she's got this, you know, our subconscious never turns off. It's recording all the time. So this information, her brain is like, oh no, you know, a red flag signal, the alarm's going off, we're starving to death. So if you guys aren't familiar with the stress hormone within us is the cortisol. And the morning of a show, you guys, to have cortisol going on is not a good thing, okay? Because you get that water rush and you get watery. And the day of the show, no matter what division you're competing in, you don't want to look watery, okay? So be selective on these words. So she tells herself and these gentlemen a bull-faced lie that she's starving to death, but she's setting herself up for failure, you guys. So she is all washed, probably more likely going to be washed out with water because of the hormone rush, but her whole demeanor, her attitude just collapsed too. And that's not good just shortly before a show. You want to be in a nice, positive state, a prime state of mind, because you're gearing up to be competitive on stage and go have some fun. But instead, she chose to use these words that basically disrupt her world. But not only that, it doesn't stop right there. I thought about this. It will continue on because she told these two gentlemen who have no idea about our sport this falsehood that they're going to take with them later in the day, because you know they're going to be throwing darts and talking and, you know, drinking their beer and eating their junk food, which I'm guilty of. You know, I've done it too. I'm not downplaying that at all. But in our world of bodybuilding, you guys, they unfortunately, ignorant subjects have the biggest opinion on something they don't know, the bodybuilding world. Okay, so the bodybuilding world gets a bad rap, and it is awesome. And I want to help spread that word because it has helped me become more physical and mentally strong, and I freaking love it. And I want to start sharing with the world the positives of it. And just like anything, it has the bads and goods. Everything does. So these two guys get to go on with their day with this lie that they're going to go and tell, and that negative roll, that ball is just going to keep rolling because they're going to be throwing darts, be like, yeah, remember that bodybuilders that we were talking to, you know, they have to starve to death to get on stage. How stupid is that? You know, and you know that's being said, and then they're bringing that to the next group of people, the next group, you know, like, well, I remember one day we met some bodybuilders and they told us they starved to death. That's pretty stupid. So that kept going, even though she thought just for that moment it was just some words, you know, but it's not. So the power of words, you guys, be selective on what you decide to come out, because it's going to come out and have an effect on you and your outer realm. Okay, so I say that power of words really means a lot. It does, because that example alone, I have many more and I'll do more videos on it, but I choose to be selective on and be wise, I should say, on the words I use, because I want to live in a great world and a happy world. You know, not to say I don't have bad moments, because we do. I'm human. Now, notice I didn't say I have bad days. I mean, hell, what did Monday ever do to us anyways? Monday gets blamed for so much, you know, it didn't do anything. So I adjust and adapt in those bad moments and start fixing them to become good. So don't be that one over exaggerating, lying just to share a story. Be selective. That was a moment that she could actually share some good about this sport, because she probably looked the best that she ever did in her life. She's probably the healthiest she's been mentally and physically, and she could have went that route, and that's the route I choose. So once again, I thank you for being here. If you will, subscribe to my channel, Mo Newman's World. It's the red button below if you'll do that for me. Give a thumbs up if you can, if you liked it. I would be so honored. But, you know, leave some comments too. Any suggestions? I'm going to do a bunch of videos. Like I said, this is my first one. I want to give it a shot. Wish you guys all a great day and the power to you. Power is within. Bye, guys.